calling to order the Monday, June 2nd, 2025 meeting of the 40th Council of the City of Berkeley. Ms. Patterson, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Baker.
Here.
Councilmember Black.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Here.
Councilmember Hennon.
Here.
Councilmember Patterson.
Here.
Councilmember Villani.
Here.
Mayor Dean.
Here. Our first order of business is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Gavin with support from Councilmember Baker. Are there any changes or corrections? Seeing none, Ms. Patterson, will you please call the roll?
Black.
Yes.
Gavin.
Yes.
Hennon.
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
Villani.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the agenda has been approved. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we've now come to our public comment portion of tonight's meeting. This is public comment for items that are not on tonight's agenda. When you come to the microphone, please state your name, city of residence. Council members will not engage you in discussion, so it doesn't mean we don't care. It's just the way public comment is. If your issue requires a follow-up, there's a page on the table outside this door where you may leave your contact information, and a member of council or city staff or department will get back with you depending on your issue. You will be able to speak on each agenda item as it is presented. So again, a reminder, this is for items that are not on tonight's agenda.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Eugene Dixon. I own a house at 1283 Catalpa here in Berkeley. And my address has to do with the culpability of the city for its sewer system. A month ago, I received a sewer tap violation. Okay, I went to the office, asked them to see if anyone else had the issue, and they said, you'll have to do a FOIA request. Okay, do the FOIA request. 3 weeks later, I get the information, and in the meantime, the correction was asked to be made within 30 days. So I sent a notice to the lady that's in charge of the, that sent out the letter from the Community Development Department. Never heard from her. I sent a second email and copied the city manager. I didn't hear from her either. In any event, I got the FOIA request and met with the other 5 people. So this is one block in Berkeley on Catalpa. Everyone had a sewer tap issue. Wow, that's sort of amazing. So I asked the DPW, did you go down the rest of it, Catalpa? No, we haven't done the rest yet. So wow, well the prices range that the people had were between $15,000 and $30,000 to fix it. And all of the all of the sewers were still connected. The water's flowing from my house. I don't have an issue with it, okay? It's the top part of the tap, there's some erosion, okay? As some of the neighbors thought, the erosion came because Catalpa is a through street. There's trucks running through there. So there's vibration that shakes it loose. And also, we all know 10 years ago, I had 3 feet of water in my basement, and everybody else did too, because the sewer was overloaded with rainwater, and it pushed against everybody's tap going into that sewer system. Every tap had pressure against it to dislodge the rocks that were originally set around there. And so in the meantime, I did go to I did another FOIA request. I asked DPW, I wanted to see the pictures of every time they've been out there since 2010. So I've got a couple of other photos, and there was a little bit of erosion at the top, but certainly, in a way, I don't see it as being so earth-shattering. I guess one question I've got is, when is the city going to replace the sewers? Okay, and secondly, the tap that I've got, I don't know how deep that sewer is on Catalpa. Because my tap hits the mid part of the sewer, not the upper part of the line.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. I neglected to say you have 3 minutes to speak.
Okay.
And
But the address I have is essentially for you folks, but even more so for everyone here that owns a house in Berkley. Maybe you'll be next as they run the camera down every street.
thank you.
Yeah.
Any other public comment this evening?
Hello. Good evening, Mayor Dean, council members, and fellow community members. My name is Layla Reese, and I've proudly called Berkley home since 2011. I've been raising my family here, and I truly believe in our city's motto, "We care," because I really do. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and proud member of the LGBTQ+ community, dedicated to supporting others within this community. I am also a second-year counseling, education, and supervision doctoral student at Oakland University. Helping others isn't just what I do for a living, it's my passion. I'm driven to create safe, welcoming spaces where everyone feels truly seen, valued, and empowered to be themselves. In May 2024, I started a Berkley chapter of the Silent Book Club. It's a simple idea, reading together within our community. In only a year, we've grown to 350 members. Then in March, I founded the Rainbow Alliance of Berkley. We're a group of LGBTQ+ individuals and allies, 130 and growing strong, committed to advocacy, community support, and standing up against discrimination. My hope is that the Rainbow Alliance will not only be a part of Berkley Pride in Summer 2026, but also play a role in other city events, educational initiatives, and local partnerships, such as workshops and neighborhood outreach efforts. We want to be a positive, visible force in the community and work hand in hand with others who are building a more welcoming city for everyone. I love this city. I believe in its potential, its people, and the power of showing up for one another. I'm here tonight because I care, and I want to contribute in ways that reflect the values we share: compassion, inclusion, and community spirit. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to continuing to support and serve Berkley in any way I can.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. Any other public comment? Okay, closing public comment. We are moving on to the consent agenda. Ms. Patterson, please read the items on tonight's consent agenda.
Item 1, approval of the minutes. Matter of approving the minutes of the 40th regular city council meeting on Monday, May 19th, 2025. Item 2, motion number M3925. Matter of declaring items as surplus. Item 3, motion number M4025. Matter of approving the submission of a SIMCOG planning grant application for Coolidge Highway. Item 4, motion number M4125. Matter of considering the second reading and approval for an amendment to the planned unit development previously approved for a multiple family development on the east side of Coolidge Highway, south of Cambridge Road, and north and south of Columbia Road by the applicant, Krieger Klatt Architects, on behalf of WJ Ventures LLC, 2465 Columbia, 2475 Columbia, 2468 Columbia, and 2476 Columbia, and 2475 Cambridge. Item 5, proclamation number P2225. Matter of receiving a proclamation honoring the dedication and service of John Jack Blanchard to the city of Berkley.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support. Motion made by Councilmember Baker with support from Councilmember Villani. Are there any corrections or additions? Seeing none, Ms. Patterson, please call the roll.
Gavin?
Yes.
Hinnon?
Yes.
Patterson?
Yes.
Villani?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes, the consent agenda has passed. Ms. Patterson, please read item number 1 on tonight's regular agenda.
Item 1, recognitions, presentations. Matter of receiving any recognitions or presentations from the consent agenda.
A proclamation of the Council of the City of Berkley, Michigan, honoring the dedication and service of John Jack Blanchard. Whereas the safety, security, and preparedness of the City of Berkley are of paramount importance to the well-being of its residents. And whereas, after years of service as a volunteer firefighter, John Jack Blanchard has continued to selflessly serve as the City of Berkeley's emergency manager on a volunteer basis, dedicating his time, expertise, and unwavering commitment to the development and implementation of emergency response plans, public safety protocols, and disaster preparedness efforts. And whereas, through countless hours of service, coordination with regional and state agencies, and dedication to training and emergency exercises, Jack has helped ensure that Berkeley is well equipped to respond to natural and man-made emergencies, protecting lives and minimizing risks. And whereas, Jack's leadership, professionalism, and community spirit exemplify the highest ideals of public service, inspiring confidence and cooperation among state, county, and local officials, first responders, and residents alike. And whereas, his work during times of potential crisis has been instrumental in maintaining calm, effective, and coordinated responses, and his efforts behind the scenes have made a lasting impact on the city's resilience and preparedness. Now, therefore, the City of Berkeley hereby proclaims, on behalf of the Berkeley City Council and the entire community, the Berkeley City Council recognizes and honors Jack Blanchard for his outstanding volunteer service and invaluable contributions as the city's emergency manager. Proclaimed the second day of June 2025 at a regular meeting of the Berkeley City Council. Bridget Dean, Mayor. Congratulations, Jack. Would you like to say anything?
How much time have I got? A couple hours?
3 minutes.
Let's
run the clock.
3 minutes. I enjoy what I do. That's why I keep doing it. I get started definitely in Berkeley after I was told that we don't need emergency management here because we don't have hurricanes.
Oh, boy.
Well, guess what? We do need emergency management, and now we have it, and I'm just proud that I was able to be a small part of it. So thank you very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you so
this.
much, Jack. We appreciate you.
So.
Chief?
Might want to set that timer off. For you.
We're going to get one of these at home for Barb.
Yeah. Just want to take a second here. I was at a meeting last week, Region 2 North, with a couple of people from emergency management, and somehow the subject of Jack came up. There's a department, a much larger city than us, has a separate police and fire department. The emergency management is run by the fire department, and that emergency manager was like, hey, can Jack send me this? Can Jack send me that? He's really well known. He's he's ours, but he also works for the counties on the incident management team.
For the same salary?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna, I hope you don't mind, but I've quadrupled his salary this time. I didn't double it. So we'll work with that. But it really, anywhere I go, I hear about Jack. He's well known. When I first got here, and actually his partner Mike Crum, they're both professional emergency managers. I did not have I had a lot of emergency management, but I'm not a PEM. So to step in and have them both, I was so glad when he decided to retire from city council, so we could work him even harder. So I'm glad he made. Barb may not necessarily agree with that. Oh, you don't have it on? Because I was certainly going to. So I just wanted to thank Jack personally. We communicate all the time. He's well known, and he does a great job not only for us. And with that, I'd like to introduce a couple people here. Tom Hardesty, who is the Director of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. They changed their name. I keep messing it up. And then Mike Crum, retired lieutenant here from Berkeley Public Safety, and also works for Tom at Emergency Management as part of building security, right? Get that all right? So I'd like to, first of all, I'd like to thank Jack again, and we'll be seeing him for 12 hours a day here coming up at the end of the week, so and you'll see him then too.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to come here and show some appreciation for Jack. You know, our role is to help make sure all the communities in the county have plans, are prepared. Some say encourage, some say we harass. But certainly never had to do that with Jack. And matter of fact, it's the opposite. Jack has often been the one telling other communities they need to pay attention to this stuff. They need to send people to the training. They need to get their stuff done. So he's been a tremendous partner for us. I didn't know he was a volunteer for the first couple of years. I knew him. He's at trainings all the time. He's assisting in exercises. He's just been a wonderful and just a nice guy to be around, and yet he still hangs around with Matt and I. So, but he's just been great. But it's great for you to recognize him, and we certainly appreciate him and look forward to continuing to work with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Mike, did you want to say anything? Not to put you on the spot, but
Yeah, come on.
now's the opportunity.
Thank you. No, thank you. I spent 20 years standing here, so I can get up with Jack. My first day here in Berkeley, I started in the 90s, and my first day I met Jack Blanchard. And my entire career here was with Jack. And many times he was pulling me to trainings. I was talking him into going to trainings, and the emergency management was really led by Jack through this entire time here. And what a great job he did. And even now, I'm up at the county now, and I'll see him up there, and we'll talk about what's going on here in Berkeley. And I'm really excited about how much he's been able to do and keep doing here, and very, very impressive all the time. And even I'll call Jack now and say, hey, what do we do about this? How about this? What's on this training? So, Jack, it's been a pleasure for the 30 years we've known each other. It's been great, and I really do appreciate being here today to honor Jack. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to just thank Jack, too. Some of you know that I worked for FEMA for 10 years in the headquarters, and I worked in the Emergency Operations Center. So I have some knowledge of what was involved. And what Jack does is underappreciated and not needed until the day and the moment it's needed. And we shouldn't forget that. And with what's going on right now at the federal level with budget cutbacks, FEMA is not going to be there the way it has been in the past. That means that the work of people like Jack and the rest of you that are involved is going to be more needed than ever. So thank you for what you're doing. I don't know who's going to do it when you actually retire, but thanks for what you've done.
Thank you.
Well, Jack, I would just like to say that you were here when I began on council. And this will be a little bit of what I said at the luncheon today, the appreciation for all of our volunteers. But I came to council, and actually Mayor Pro Tem Gavin and I came at around the same time. And I shouldn't say we, I'm going to say I thought I knew a couple things. And you very graciously took us under your wing. You mentored us, gently corrected when needed, and it was needed kind of a lot in the beginning. I was sad when you left council. You were such an asset up here at this table. Nobody reads a spec sheet like you do, and we miss that for sure. But I understand why you went, and now you really stepped into this role in a more kind of full way, because you're one person and you can't do all the things. None of us can. And I know that, you definitely take this seriously. You have invited me strongly to a hazard mitigation FEMA workshop on hazard mitigation, and I was like, okay, Jack, but it all matters, and it matters that we build our knowledge base as well. And I didn't know this before having spent time with you, but if your municipality doesn't have an emergency plan, you aren't getting any assistance from FEMA, even the new FEMA, whatever that's going to be. So it is of critical importance what you do every day on the day-to-day, but also in the moments when it's way bigger and certainly more of a challenge, let's just put it that way. So I appreciate you every day and all the things you do. And I know it's not an easy task to not only keep yourself up to speed, but to kind of nudge all of us and departments along, because we truly then can contribute to the greater community at large. And so thank you so much for what you do. I miss you, but we still see you, and I appreciate you so much. I have this, if you wouldn't mind coming up, I'd like to give you this, and then I think we want a picture as well. So if council would head down as well. Yeah, you're worth it. You're worth the disruption.
Okay.
Okay, we good? Ms. Patterson, please read item number 2 on tonight's regular agenda.
Item 2, motion number M4225. Matter of approving a charitable solicitation permit application submitted by Disarmory Ministries to destroy firearms every Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. now through November 1st, 2025, in the parking lot of Greenfield Presbyterian Church, 2312 Greenfield Road. The organization will have a donation bucket placed on the property.
Is there a motion to approve M4225?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilmember Hennan,
Support.
with support from Mayor Pro Tem Gavin. Ms. Van Vleck.
I'm going to turn this one over to our deputy clerk.
This one can give you guys a summary of the memo. Disarmory Ministries is requesting approval for a charitable solicitation permit to conduct firearm disposal services. The organization will also have a container on property for donations. The initiative will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Friday and Saturday now through November 1st. All necessary documentation was submitted to the clerk's office along with necessary approvals. And following site visits and a thorough internal review, no issues have been attached to the initiative.
Thank you. I believe there's a representative here from Disarmory Ministries. If we would like to add some content.
Hi, my name is Jessica Reenstra with Disarmory Ministries. We dispose of unwanted weapons for members of the community. Since we started a couple years ago, we've destroyed over 600 firearms that could have been found by a child, used by someone in a mental health crisis, or stolen and used to commit a crime. The community response has been overwhelmingly just thankful that this option exists, and I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has about our ministry.
Thank you. Any questions, or Councilmember Patterson?
You want to go first?
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, I just had a question. Can you explain a little bit about this donation box? Like it's secure, I'm assuming, and
Yeah, we have security guards on the premises while we're operating, and we don't accept like large. We generally don't have any large donations actually on the premises. Most of our donations, come from grants or private donations. But sometimes people come and will say, "Can I give you $20 towards our ministry?" It's not like a large amount of money.
okay. I was reading it as a donation for the weapons. Sorry.
Oh no.
And I was like,
it's
it was a
a
drop-off
donation to the ministry.
For sure.
The
Much better.
weapons.
Thank you for clarifying.
The weapons are destroyed on site.
Councilmember Villani.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For those listening at home who may have some questions about like how do they donate, the safety, because I'm sure if some of these may be coming from homes where maybe they don't want them or they're uncomfortable with them. So just to maybe make residents who might be listening feel more secure in the process of collection.
Sure. We ask that everyone who brings a weapon with them make sure that it's unloaded ahead of time. However, the security guards on site do check to be 100% certain that that weapon is unloaded before anything else is done with it. Then the people that are actually destroying the weapons, we use powered chop saws to chop them up according to ATF guidelines. Everything that we have done to do this is very within the law to make sure that we're destroying the weapon fully so it can no longer be used as a weapon, or the parts can't be used to put together a weapon again in the future. Everyone who is involved has been thoroughly trained. As I said, we do have security guards on the premises as well. And since we started doing this, we have not had a single injury or other incident that would be concerning.
Thank you.
Councilmember Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for being here, for bringing this program to us. It's fantastic what you're doing to help so many good reasons, like you said. Could you describe what happens with the scrap? You know, after they're done chopping it up into bits and stuff, do they recycle it? Do they melt it down and use it?
We've been turning all the parts into artwork. So
Excellent, yeah.
many different parts can be used to create neat things. And the public, when they donate a weapon, is invited. If they would like to make artwork out of those pieces, they can stay at our arts and crafts tent and do that. Mostly it's just volunteers making artwork out of the parts.
That's cool. One follow-up question for me?
Sure.
Yeah. In what ways are you reaching out to the community to let them know about this? You know, what kind of plans do you have in terms of social media and flyers and posters and stuff like that?
We have ads running on Google and YouTube, as well as social media presence. We've had a lot of people come through our news conferences that the rector at St. David's Episcopal Church has been a part of. A lot of people who come say, oh, I saw you on the news, or I heard about you in the newspaper. And because we can keep doing this week after week, people know they can rely on it. They don't have to make it in that short 4-hour, once a month maybe time frame. They can say, I can't make it this week, but I can come next week. We've also had a number of people just who drove past and saw it and then came back with weapons.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great work.
Thank you.
Councilmember Hennon.
Yeah, and I just wanted to comment thank you for this ministry. You know, I was honored to be allowed to speak at the first time, and just hearing the stories of just the relief it gives some people to be able to get, they inherit or they find these weapons that they personally never wanted and don't want anymore, and just the relief that it gives them to be able to make sure that they're properly destroyed and that they can't get into wrong hands or to be accidentally used in some manner. It's just a great ministry, and thank you very much for bringing that to us.
Thank you. And just if I can share one tidbit about that, we have a lot of stories when people come. Oftentimes they have stories about their weapons. One particularly heart-wrenching one, we had a woman come and she wrote down on the form, she said, my brother used this weapon to take his own life. He bought it on a Tuesday, he used it on a Thursday. And a lot of times, as we know, suicide happens spur of the moment. It's an impulsive act during a mental health crisis. And because a person has access to that weapon, they're more likely to be able to harm themselves. So that's part of what we're trying to prevent.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from council? Thank you. I'm going to open this up for public comment. Any public comment on this agenda item? Okay. I would just like to say that I did speak with Father Chris. We've had a few conversations, and I am in support of this ministry. And the story that you shared, he also shared some similar stories. And I think that you are definitely providing a place and a space for people to divest themselves of unwanted firearms. So thank you for having this ministry, and I'm glad that we were able to provide a space in Berkley, that all worked out and that you're able to operate. So appreciate that. Ms. Patterson, please call the roll on M4225.
Hennon.
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
Valani.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Gavin.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes, the motion has passed. Ms. Patterson, please read item number 3 on tonight's agenda.
Item 3, motion number M4325. Matter of approving a dedication ceremony in honor of former Mayor Maybelle Frazier and the purchase of a plaque to be placed on the city gazebo in her honor.
Is there a motion to approve M4325?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilmember Patterson with support from Councilmember Valani. Ms. Van Vleck.
Good evening. I think most everyone in this, well, at least most everybody up here, knows former Mayor Maybelle Frazier. She served on the City Council from 1989 until 1993 and served as the first female mayor in 1995. She was, most notably tonight, she was instrumental in the construction of the gazebo that sits outside of City Hall. And to celebrate the hard work and commitment that she put into building the gazebo, we would like to hold a dedication ceremony at the gazebo in her honor. The Berkley Historical Museum will host an exhibit featuring former Mayor Frazier, and the city will place, at the same time, and the city will place a plaque on the gazebo in dedication to her. We are targeting a date in July, but I'm just waiting to firm it up with the museum. So I was hoping to be able to say the date tonight, but I'll follow up with that. The amount of the plaque is $1,060 and will match the existing plaques on the gazebo. And I'm recommending approval of the dedication ceremony and the purchase of the plaque to be placed on the gazebo.
Thank you. I know that two of Mayor Frazier's daughters are here. If you would like to come up and add anything.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, and community leaders. The gazebo looks beautiful tonight, by the way, just as my mother always envisioned it. And this was something that meant a great deal to her, a gathering place where wedding ceremonies, Memorial Day ceremonies, all sorts of ceremonies and things could happen for the citizenry of Berkley. And I wanted to thank you and say I'm looking forward to July. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? No. Okay. Seeing none, Ms. Patterson, please call the roll on M4325.
Patterson?
Yes.
Valani?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Gavin?
Yes.
Hinnon?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes, the motion has passed. Ms. Patterson, please read item number 4 on tonight's regular agenda.
Item 4, motion number M4425. Matter of reviewing the Q1 strategic framework report.
Is there a motion to approve M4425?
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Councilmember Baker with support from Councilmember Valani.
Good evening. So tonight we are presenting the first quarterly strategic plan framework report. Charlena Stevenson is assistant to the city manager, and she has she's taken this project on as her own and really helped to create the report and the presentation that you're going to see tonight. Just a little bit of an intro for anyone watching tonight or anyone in the audience. Throughout 2024 and 25, City Council and department leadership met in work sessions and embarked on a process to define the goals of the city. The end result was a 2-year strategic framework that clearly defines the priorities of the city and measurable objectives within each of those priority areas. Passed by council in January of 25, it is a living document that helps us make decisions about how to allocate our resources for the best benefit of the community, as well as track and report our progress over the next 2 years. This is the first quarterly report of many, which will highlight the activities that the city has carried out in the previous 3 months in an effort to work toward our established objectives. Note that the quarterly report that's included in the packet and will also be available on the city website is more robust in the presentation that we're about to deliver. For the sake of time and people's attention, we've kept this presentation a little bit lighter than the report itself, but please feel free to read through the report for more information. Note that this first quarterly report spans the time frame of January 1 through April 30th. And if you're paying attention, that would normally be a 3-month period. We made the first one a 4-month period when we passed it, just because this is a new process and there were a lot of other things happening at the same time, so we knew we'd probably need a little bit of time to build it. Also, this would have the goal would have been to have given this report last month, but with budget, that kind of got a little bit twisted as well. So this one is looking at just January 1 through April 30th. Along with the priorities, council has established a mission and vision statement for the city, as well as established values. Having technical difficulties.
Oh boy.
What's our backup? Thank you, Rachel. The mission. So our mission statement is Berkley will strive to enhance economic vitality, preserve neighborhoods, and foster progress to implement the city's vision and values. The vision statement is that Berkley will be a thriving 21st century municipality rooted in strong neighborhoods and walkable design, supported by a caring community that helps every resident, business, and visitor to flourish. And our values are caring, innovative, welcoming, and active. Next slide, please, Rachel. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go over the priority areas. There are 5 of them, and again, these were put together by the work sessions, the many work sessions that happened between council and department leadership. Organizational effectiveness, the collaboration and strategic planning serve as core drivers of equitable, efficient, and effective service delivery and policy development. Economic sustainability, a vibrant Berkeley embraces creative and innovative economic strategies that welcome and encourage commercial and residential diversity. Community assets, recognizing the cumulative human, financial, and community costs of capital disinvestment. Berkeley will develop a sustainable long-term capital investment strategy that bolsters quality of life. Thanks, Chief. Open communications, the city of Berkeley prioritizes authentic, transparent, frequent, and consistent internal and external communication strategies that foster confidence, awareness, pride, and community connections. And last, fiscal stewardship, Berkeley is attentive to its fiscal realities, yet prioritizes value over cost, seeks to balance the delivery of community services and unfunded capital and financial liabilities through revenue diversity, operational efficiencies, and increasing private investment through, and we have a typo. Apologies. It's important to say, and we won't go through each and every one of them today, but within each of the priority areas were objectives that were established by all council members. Right now and tonight we're going to go over the last 4 months and what the activities that have been taking place to help us meet those goals, and then you'll see in each of those areas the objectives, some of the objectives under each one. And with that I will pass it on, and you don't even need this, so.
Hi everyone. So I'm gonna start, thank you. I'm gonna start with our priority area 1, which is organizational effectiveness. Organizational effectiveness, our objective is to cultivate a strong organizational culture. Right now we are in the process of planning our summer staff picnic. We also have our human resources and city manager who have been planning a citywide leadership and HR update to introduce and engage staff on this strategic plan, as well as the overall HR function, since we have not had that here. As well as our human resources department has engaged with Oakland County in broadening our citywide training opportunities, allowing them to be online as well as in-person training activities as well. Thank you. And then the next one is organizational effectiveness. We're optimizing organization structure, staffing policies and procedures, and level of service. So our Parks and Rec department, facilities, and public works have been consolidated under one department, which is Berkeley Public Services. This has helped with shared resources and responsibilities of multiple departments, but they will also still have their individual uniqueness of still being named the departments they were prior to this as well. Our Treasury and Finance departments have consolidated, and they also have shared responsibility now with way more efficiencies. Our City Manager's Office and our Clerk's Office have worked together to complete phase 1 of our Boards and Commission policy changes. All human resource functions have been all given to our Human Resources Department. Prior to this was given to multiple departments, so now it's housed under one thing. Also, our Human Resources Director have conducted an I-9 audit, which was a very big task, and also implemented new interview procedures and standards for interviewing applicants as well. And also housing a lot of other things with our health insurance and FMLA and other things like that. Also, we are identifying and implement innovative operational solutions. So our community development department has made all permitting online, except for things that require detailed review. Our clerk's office has scanned all of our documents, making them digital. So we are leaving away from the paper age. Our finance department has also started creating templates for daily tasks and standard operating procedures as well. Our public safety has implemented a parking permit portal, and it's almost paperless. So we are again trying to make things a lot less paper, trying to save the earth a little bit at a time, and making things on our portals and on the website. Thank you. Our priority area 2 is economic sustainability. We identify, prioritize, and deploy economic development tools. Our community development and city manager has met with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, MEDC, if you guys know it from that more, and Oakland County to discuss various tools for development. Our community development has also presented the pilot workforce ordinance, which has come before you, to City Council, which also provides extra additional economic development tools to the city. Another objective of ours is to implement the master plan updates and development process improvements. So community development has started to do a cover-to-cover re-examination of all of our zoning regulations, which has been a big task that they have finally finished too. Our community development department is also actively working on completing the master plan and their implementation matrix. Several of the things are done, some things are underway, and there are some things that will take a little bit more time. Next one. Thank you. Our next priority is community assets, which is very important. Our community comprehensive assess needs inventory and management. So our facilities manager, he has made sure to do an assessment of all our municipal buildings and including this in our future capital improvement and plan, so we can make sure that all of our community assets are something that we're keeping up on. And also we are developing a sustainable asset investment strategy that supports funding for the city's capital improvement plan, which is that CIP I was just talking about. The finance department has implemented an overhaul of capital improvement plan process to ensure that everything is well thought out and long-term processes are thought about ahead of time. We have also scheduled to set aside $315,000 this fiscal year to the new public improvement fund, which is created to invest in some of the city's capital needs. Thank you. Our next objective is to improve resiliency. The Community Development Department has completed the engineering design standards, which is a comprehensive guide in developing and redeveloping property. This focuses on non-residential and large-scale residential projects. These standards are current and future standards that Oakland County, MDOT, and other regulatory agencies will be expecting from us now and in the future as well. We also have improved facility and staff security and safety. The clerk's office has created a comprehensive election security plan with Jack Blanchard, who was just awarded today, and the Berkley School District. Funds were also set aside for the 2025-2026 fiscal year with the recommended updates to security for City Hall, including and the community center, including cameras and a key card system. Our priority area number 4 is open communications, to identify and implement priority communication strategies within human and financial resources. So our communications department has also launched our website, which everyone should be able to visit to see this as well. And they have also fixed all of our bugs on our website as well. Our Parks and Recreation and Library both work with our communications department to create a spring-summer guide that also talks about events and different things happening within our city, which is also beautifully displayed right here. Our communications department provides robust information via social media, email, specialized mailers, and on the city's website, including council meeting recaps, so meetings like this, changes to yard waste and chipper service, water main breaks, and other city events. We've also utilized social media and the new website to advertise job openings and also show our audit report. Next slide. Thank you. We have also have fostered meaningful community engagement and genuine relationships. So our city manager's office and our clerk's office, as I said before, have been meeting with our ad hoc committee to manage policy updates to our boards and commissions. Our attendees were able to give us feedback on different policies, so we were able to include our board and commission members as well as our ad hoc and our staff. So it was a trifold thing for us to be able to accomplish this. And also our city staff has started doing meetings with business partners and residents implementing the Dorothea Pilot Park. Another objective of ours is to identify community audiences and the most effective city voices. So our communications department has started creating a survey to be able to see what are the preferred communications channels as communications is ever evolving. Okay, and then we also have priority area number 5, which is fiscal stewardship. It's clearly defined and articulate the city's long-term fiscal realities. So the finance department and the city manager's office have also created a 3-year budget, which is a projection, which goes from year 2025-26 all the way to the fiscal year 2027-2028. This also includes our 6-year capital improvement program, our capital improvement plan, which is a forecast, which is something we also talked about earlier in this presentation. Our next objective is to identify additional funding strategies and partnerships. The city manager's office has submitted requests to the federal and state agencies for 4 projects for this fiscal year, for the next fiscal year actually. And our facilities and our historical museum submitted a grant for the community museum grant program. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well
Thank you,
done.
Charlena. And just to wrap it up, just to make sure, I think it's important to state, we did this framework. Normally, I think, or best practice when you would do a strategic plan, it's a pretty robust process, and you'll get a longer term plan. This was something, this framework. Thank you so much, Chief. This framework was put together, I think, in an interim basis to get everybody kind of working in the same direction and really to identify priorities on kind of a more immediate time frame. And so we're calling it a framework versus a strategic plan to try to identify that. And so this will be over the next 2 years, but what we're also looking at doing is in about a year from now, starting a robust strategic plan process. So some communities have called it visioning processes. This is something that obviously all of us will start talking about. It was put into the budget to budget for that, usually use a facilitator. And so that will be a process that the community will start seeing in about a year from now, which will include a lot of community engagement. So I think starting from that point is really a best practice. Whereas this framework is to kind of get us through the next 2 years and rowing in the same directions, identify our priorities. And so hopefully these reports will help showcase what the city is doing on a day-to-day basis to achieve those goals.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Councilmember Patterson?
I just thank you both for putting this together. It's phenomenal to actually see it. I don't know who did more work. You're looking back there, and she's looking at you. So both of you,
Charlie
it was great to
deserves
hear.
it.
We know how dedicated our city staff is, but to showcase them in this was pretty phenomenal. So thank you.
Councilmember Baker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Echo it. You know, if this was like American Idol or something, I'd be going, wow, wow, right now, you know. It was fantastic having been here for a little while. We've had many efforts to do strategic plans and things like that over the years. And in spite of our best efforts, things have been overtaken by events, and we've never actually seen something like this. So you're breaking new ground. You guys are doing terrific work. The update itself is meaningful. There's really good content in there. And the way it was presented was thoughtful and professional. It's really good. And I love the esprit de corps here as you were going back to your seat, all high-fiving along the way there. I mean, that's awesome, right? And we're off to a good start with this, and I'm very appreciative of the work thus far and looking forward to see where we can take the city. Thank you.
Councilmember Hennon.
Yeah, it's really great to see this project progress. You know, some of these things we've been working on for a lot of years. Some of them are newer initiatives. You know, often when I identify things, they don't change overnight. It takes some time for us to fix things, and there's always things we can be improving on. But you know, it's really great to see so much of this work coming together and getting a progress report so we can see the progress that we're making.
Councilmember Black.
So, great American philosopher Mike Tyson is famous for saying everybody's got a plan until they get hit. Chief Kane, Mr. Blanchard also know this military and public safety term is no plan ever survives first contact. So this is great. I just want to make sure that we're building in the contingencies and that we have the personnel and the processes in place, a lot like emergency management, because you're going to take contact. Some things are going to happen, things are not going to go according to plan, they never do. So want to make sure, because these are phenomenal bullets and I'm excited about them, just want to make sure that we have the contingencies and the backups in place, because some of this is, you're going to take some hits. Want to make sure that we can counterpunch and get off the ground when we need to.
Yes, yeah. And some of the objectives in the plan are kind of voicing that even. So us trying to long-term plan a little bit better, and reserves are really important because we just don't know what's in the future, right? And I think we're always kind of, hopefully we're being more proactive than reactive, and this plan helps us to do that, but we always still have to be prepared to be reactive to the things that need reaction, right? Yeah.
Well, I, for one, and I know I'm echoing what's been said here, but I'm very, very pleased to see this, to see the progress, because at the end of the day, it's also about accountability. And so we came together as a council with staff and directors and hammered out what this framework was going to look like and what the expectations were. So it holds us accountable, it holds you accountable, it holds staff accountable. And so I do, it's a great feeling to be working toward the same goals and to see what's accomplished. And to Councilmember Black's point, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a hiccup and there's going to be some roadblocks, but we've all done hard things and we will continue to do things, whether they're difficult or not, because at the end of the day, we just want to move the needle and make Berkeley the best that it can be. And we are such a great city already that that's not a hard thing to do. But I love what we're seeing here, and I like the enthusiasm. Charlena, well done in your presentation. It was really great to see you in this role and bringing this to us. So to everyone that worked on this and to everyone that's moving it forward, thank you. And I'm so happy to be part of this.
Can I add to that just real quick?
Of course.
Because I hadn't actually talked at all about just all of the work that goes on in the back end from all the staff, and they've been really great. We're kind of working on how to report these things, our tasks that we have, but also we've been looking at different outputs that show us show real life how the objectives are being achieved. So you'll see this report kind of evolve with time too. I had somebody come up to me today and say, "Oh, I could put this and this in the report," and so it's a living, growing, breathing document, and I think you'll see it hopefully get better. The way that we're reporting it get even better and better, and Charlena put a lot of work into it, and so did all the staff. So thank you.
You're welcome. And you will see that over time. If you can make something better, why wouldn't you? Or, oh, I didn't realize that we could add this, or I think this piece is important that you might not have had in the beginning, but that's how we grow. That's how we learn and grow, and how then our finished product will be perfection. Thank you. Okay. Ms. Patterson, we're at communications. Who will go first?
I'm sorry, did we already complete the vote?
Well,
for this
so
item?
in the packet, it was a discussion report, so we didn't need to do that. So am I correct in that?
Yeah, I think it's just a review of the report. You don't necessarily have to.
Perfect, thank you.
My mistake.
No, you're fine. I was taken aback myself for a minute.
Okay, for communications, we'll start with Councilmember Black.
Okay, Councilmember Black.
So this will be my last physical city council meeting for a while. As I said, last council session, my deployment, I'm deploying. That is coming up. We'll be leaving soon. It is my intent to be a part of council sessions virtually as I am available. I cannot tell you where I'm going. Don't ask me or I'll kill you. No, I'm joking. That's bad. That's a bad joke. No, I love doing this, and I love this city, and I am honored to go and serve my country and represent it. And I think my wife, who has our 4 teenagers while I'm gone, has the worst part of the job. But you know, when you deploy, your family deploys, the people that know you deploy. So you know, all of you are deploying with me, and I know that this council is going to continue to do great things, whether I am here or not. I look forward to, again, it is my plan to be here. I want to thank Attorney Chris and City Manager Van Fleck for working with me. I want to thank you, Madam Mayor. Less than 1% of us do this, and I think that gets lost, but please don't forget that ever, that this is a very real thing, and this thing that we have and all of us that operate under this flag is because men and women do this. It is my job to keep them safe, give them the best orders I can, to lead them as honorably as I can. I look forward to that, but I have 2 beautiful girls who are going to be seniors, and I'm going to miss 75% of their senior year, and that's tough. And even though I am the most handsome member of this council, I am going to miss these faces and working with these people, and I love this city, and I'm emotional because I love this city, but I am looking forward to putting foot to butt for this country and seeing you all again in 10 months to a year. So prayers are accepted. And check in on my wife, because I don't want Chief to have to arrest her for teenage violence. And pray for my teenagers. No, that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Black. Councilmember Hennan?
Yeah, first just thank you, Councilmember Black, for your service and your sacrifice. It's really appreciated. For the Zoning Board of Appeals, no meeting in June, and we don't know yet if there'll be a meeting yet in July. The Tree Board, they're just continuing to monitor the health of the trees in the city, preparing for future outreach efforts, and their next meeting is June 23rd. That's all.
Thank you. Councilmember Baker?
Thank you, Your Honor. And I too want to echo my colleague here and say thank you. Godspeed. Take care. Stay safe. And we'll hold you up on that thing about coming back in 10 months to a year. So looking forward to it. The Historical Committee meets next week's Tuesday, June 10th, at 7 o'clock on the second floor of Public Safety. And as always, I encourage folks to come please visit the museum Sundays from 2 to 4 and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. One of the newer additions to the museum is some vintage Berkeley High School marching band uniforms. So that's pretty cool to kind of go back in the past and see those types of fun things. And you can learn about that and more at berkeleyhistory.com. The Downtown Development Authority, DDA, their board meets the very next day, Wednesday, June 11th. 8:15, convenient start time at the same location, second floor Public Safety. The farmers market has been noted, has been delayed to get some contracts signed, so everything's taken care of and covered. So we're eager to see that progress and bring that popular event back to our downtown. And in the meanwhile, there's plenty of other cool things, including the Berkeley Pride Block Party coming up on Sunday, June 22nd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be a kids tent with crafts and face paintings. There'll be a teen lounge with games and crafts. DJ Laura from L Sharp Productions is going to be there. She's fantastic. There'll be vendor booths, food trucks, Berkeley Pride shirts, all that kind of fun stuff. And so to learn more about that and the other cool things going on in our downtown, visit downtownberkeley.com. And finally, it was John Steinbeck who said, in early June, the world of leaf and blade and flowers explodes, and every sunset is different. There's so much to celebrate and learn about in the month of June. As mentioned, there's Pride Month, Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and as we heard earlier, tomorrow, June 3rd, is Gun Violence Awareness Day. Juneteenth is on the 19th, World Refugee Day on the 20th, and Helen Keller's birthday is on the 27th. I'd encourage you, as the liaison to Historical Committee and just as a fellow human here, please take a moment to learn more about these key topics and milestone dates, and take action to help advance whatever causes resonate with you most. And finally, I'll just say, please stay safe out there and hug somebody you love. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Thank you, Your Honor, and Clarence obviously echoing these two as well. Thank you very much for what you're doing. A heartfelt thank you. And we look forward to seeing you back in person real soon. Real quickly, Parks and Rec, a reminder that specialty camps are online and ready for registration at berkeleymi.gov. And the next meeting of the Parks and Rec Advisory Board will be June 12th at 7 p.m. at the Community Center. And then for the Library Board, very brief update. Ice Cream Social to kick off the summer reading is on Monday, June 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. The event is sponsored by Friends of Berkeley Public Library, and also a big shout out to the Friends for over $3,000 raised at the book sale they had. So thank you to Matt, the Library Board, and of course the Friends for all their hard work. And the next meeting for the Library Board will be June 18th at 7 p.m. at the library.
Thank you. Councilmember Vellani?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. From the Berkeley Area Chamber, coming up very soon is the Berkeley Art Fest on June 14th, so a great way to get out and get some art. Are you looking to get involved with your community? The Berkeley Chamber has volunteer opportunities for families, so if you reach out at theberkeleychamber.com, you can find lots of different opportunities to help out. Additionally, we are calling all artists with chalk art for all abilities. There are 3 different categories for the Chalk Art Festival in July. There's a team, a youth, and adult. So everybody get out, get your chalk palette ready, and sign up for that. From the Environmental Advisory Committee, there have been no meetings since our last council meeting. Want to extend some warm wishes to all of the 2025 Berkeley High School graduates. The world is your oyster. Go out there and make us proud. And lastly, to my pal, Clarence, on the other side of this, when you come back, your welcome home lasagna is going to weigh even more than your departure one did. Stay safe.
Councilmember Patterson.
First, Clarence, hurry back. Having to be the most handsome up here is, I'll take it on while you're gone, but I'm giving it back to you. So hurry back. I wish you the best and safeness.
Are we taking a vote on this, or?
No, it's been decided. So sorry, it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So hurry back. The beautification committee did meet last week. They're working on a few things. One is a pretty cool adoptive garden program. There'll be more details coming out very soon about that, and then they're also working on a park cleanup. They haven't set the date yet, but it's coming. The Planning Commission met and held a public hearing regarding a new development at 12 and Greenfield on the corner there. That was exciting. We had our volunteer lunch today. Thank you, Charlene, if she's still here. It's been a long day for her. So thank you for putting that on for our volunteers. They are our heartbeat of our community, and we appreciate what they all do and what you do to honor them today. The volunteers did a vote. It was anybody who RSV'd to the event, and they picked Lisa Kempner as Volunteer of the Year. So our Planning Commission Chair, Lisa Kempner, her kindness, dedication, generous spirit have touched so many lives and brought light to everything that she does. With a sprinkle of glitter, if you know Lisa, you know a little glitter's on there somewhere.
Or a lot of.
Or a lot of glitter. Always going above and beyond without hesitation. It's more than well-deserved. It's a celebration of her unwavering commitment and the joy that she brings to those around us. She inspires me, she inspires most of us to give more, care more, and just be more. We're lucky to have her as part of our volunteer family, and we look forward to many more moments that she's going to act for us as Berkeley. Years of planning, most recent as our chair of Planning Commission, and all the other events that she's had a hand in, a paintbrush in, a delivery in, a skeleton bone in. Anything that she does is over the top, and it turns out absolutely amazing. And Berkeley is better because of volunteers and because of Lisa. So thank you, Lisa, for all that you do for us. I know you're watching, so thank you, Lisa. And then thank you, Manager Van Vleck. Happy 6 months. Official today, we found that out, so it's great to have you, and thank you for all that you do for us.
Thank you. Ms. Van Vleck.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Patterson. If there was an over-under on 6 months, I made it 6 months. Just a couple things I just want to make sure that everyone listening knows about. Our DIA Inside Out program painting was installed last week by the Community Center. Thanks, Dan, for that update. So I encourage everyone to go there and visit and check it out. You can go to dia.org/Inside Out to find out where all the paintings are for the program. And then just a little bit more information on how our Dorothea Pilot Pocket Park project, which is a mouthful, is going. It's ramping up. So the road will be closed June 14th through July 19th. The reason that we're closing it down on the 14th is because it takes a little bit of time for us to get everything together to close it down correctly. We're soft opening it around June 19th. So the 14th is a Saturday. It's also the same day as Art Bash. DPW will be out. They can move the things that we need. And then we'll have some volunteer days, Monday, probably Tuesday, where the volunteers who have been part of the committee will help set up the space. And then we have some of our summer camp kids coming out to paint the space, which will be really fun. So they can see their artwork throughout that time. And we're looking at doing a soft opening, some very light events, though, like on the 19th, 20th, and then a kickoff event on the 21st, looking like 1 to 4. But you'll see more on Facebook about that, and then the calendar of events that are coming. We're working on some senior-specific events, some all age events, some kid some kid type events. We're working with the Chamber to do something during Street Art Fest, and the DDA is planning on doing something to close it out on July 19th. So more to come. We'll be getting a calendar out there that will showcase all the days that activation is happening. You can visit it though, even if there's not an activation. So it will be a public space that can be utilized. Hopefully people will find their way over there, and we will showcase the different ways in which you can use it, even when it's not being activated. So more to come.
Thank you. Mr. Christ.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I have no legal report tonight, but I would like to extend my appreciation and thanks to Councilman Black for your service. Godspeed and safe travels.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So as you know, we've just observed Memorial Day last Monday, actually, May 26th. But on the Friday before, I was invited to attend the Memorial Day observance at Rogers Elementary. And they do this every year, and it's an incredible, I don't want to call it a production, but an incredible observance. They start with a parade. Every grade is involved, whether they're reciting poetry or singing a song. The most powerful, well, I don't know, there's a lot of powerful pieces, but there's one portion where the children hold up signs, and it will actually just, I'll call it a placard, and it has a number on it, and it's the number of lives that were lost in each conflict. Civil War is the worst. But the older kids do that, the younger kids sing, and everyone's invited to sing along to songs if we know them. We had, this year there was a resident from Berkley who talked about the loss of her brother and how all he ever wanted to do was join the military. Like when he was in high school, he went to see the recruiter. When can I join? When can I enlist? And it was his dream, his goal, and he did, and he lost his life. And hearing from his sister was so powerful because you heard the commitment that her brother had as she spoke of him, and just how the loss still today she carries with her. And so I thank everyone for their service who paid with that ultimate price. But I think it's also important that not only that adults remember, but that children learn, and so that they too can remember. This is part of our history, and in large part, why we enjoy the freedoms that we do today. So that was the Friday before. Then on Memorial Day, I attended the ceremony at the gazebo, which was then followed up with another ceremony at the Legion. And so having a weekend of remembrance and the different ways in which people choose to remember and what resonates with each person, and just hearing the stories and hearing the questions and remembering. For me, I come from a military family. I skipped that gene, I think, for me, but my 3 brothers were all in the military, 2 in Vietnam and 1 in Iraq, and I am very grateful that all 3 came home. And I remember as a young girl just living with that. We had a little TV in our kitchen on the counter, and it was on. We didn't have a lot of channels back then, 2, 4, 7, 9, and 50 maybe sometimes. But my mom had that TV on, and we were constantly, for me, all I knew was that I missed my brothers. I don't think I truly understood the heaviness of that on a conscious level, for sure. I just knew they were gone, and I missed them. And so grateful that they came back, but also know that they lost friends, and all because we can sit here today and say the things that we want to say and live in a land of freedom, even though at times one might question that. It is still the best country. So I appreciate those who not only made the ultimate sacrifice, but also your service, Councilmember Black, so that we can continue to sit here and have our open meetings and live our lives as we see fit, in a way that we are free to do those things. So thank you. Lastly, I did attend the volunteer luncheon and recognition today, and I just want to emphasize the importance of our volunteers. And I said this at the luncheon, but it's such a cooperative relationship, the city and the departments and the volunteers that serve in a support capacity. And everyone that attended the luncheon, and even those who weren't there but who volunteer on a board or commission, we wake up every morning with a certain amount of energy. Sometimes it's this much, sometimes it's this much, but choosing to give some of our precious energy to our community, to give it outside of ourselves, you're to be commended for that. And so I appreciate everyone who gives of their time and talent, and for all those interested in joining a board or commission. So I thank you for that. Ms. Patterson, I would like to motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Councilmember Patterson made the motion with support from Councilmember Villani. Now, Ms. Patterson, would you please call the roll? I was kind of jumping to roll, sorry.
Gavin?
Yes.
Hinnon?
Yes.
Patterson?
Yes.
Villani?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes, the Monday, June 2nd, 2025 meeting of the Berkeley City Council is adjourned.